All right, there we go. Coming at me. Try and turn into him here. Really nice redfish. Oh yeah, look at him. Come here, buddy. Oh, what a beauty. Oh. There we go. Whew. Gosh, these guys are so energetic. Awesome hook set right there. Get a load of that right in the top of the mouth. This right here is the Hoagie Swimming Jack. It's one of my favorite paddle tails, and we'll talk a little bit more of why I'm. Hey! I mean, just look at the power. Beautiful fish right there. Definitely a keeper, so let me go talk to my pops and see if he wants to keep some fish. Well, it's this guy's lucky day right here. My pops only wants to keep fish that he caught, so I'm not really too big of a fan of fish. I just really enjoy coming out here and catching them. Feeling that drag pull on your line is all I need. All right, buddy, you've been chilling. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we're back out here on the back lakes, as you can see, hunting for some redfish, and we're off to a pretty good start. It's looking like a nice day, so let's go ahead, get back to fishing, and talk a little bit about the lures that we're throwing right now. There we go. I'm glad to hear that drag engaging, but I'm still trying to get that sweet spot, man. I mean, there's moments like that when you feel them digging that I want it to engage, because I've had the heartbreak of these guys just pulling straight off. I think right here where we've got it right now feels about right. Should be another slot redfish here. Try and get them in. And this is right here before we have to reset our drift. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start measuring these guys, because I mean, they're so big. Resistance is futile, Mr. Redfish. Oh gosh, this guy's gotta be over slot, huh? Just looking at his dang head. This is ginormous. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Barely fits in the net. Another solid hook set. I mean, just look at that. Right there on the corner, or at the bottom of the mouth. Oh man. Beautiful redfish. You can tell this guy's been through it. Look at that dorsal fin just out here getting rough. I don't think he's gonna be over slot, but man, these guys just, the way they fight, they can really fool you. Wow, y'all. Not over slot, but I'm telling y'all what, that's a beautiful fish right there. 27 and a half. Awesome feeling, man. I mean, these are the tournament reds right here. You get you about 3 of these going in for that weigh-in, you're feeling really great. Oh, I love it, man. I needed this day. I needed this day. Okay, this guy's absolutely ready. Nice, good, solid swim off. About, I don't know. There we go. That's another one right there. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah, I got that drag set right now. This is too fun, man. That's a quick limit. Second drift, and this is our third redfish. It's way too easy out here today. This is troublesome. Jeez, man. I'm very glad I had that drag set right. That rudder could have been a catastrophe. Man, look at the spots on this sucker. Oh my gosh, man. Absolute beast of a fish here. Does not want to come in. This fella's probably over slot here. Come here. I saw someone commenting on my Pops video the other day saying he needs to do some netting drills. Sometimes I feel the same, and oh man, what a beautiful fish. Listen to him drum. Ooh. Psychos, man. He jumped right off the grip. That's crazy. I wanted to measure that high. All right, y'all. Now that we've got our limited redfish for the day secured in the bag, I want to take a quick break from casting and talk to y'all a little bit more about our bait selection, the style of fishing we're doing, the conditions we've got, and how that all ties together and allows us to come out here, have a ton of fun, and get on these big old fish. So we talked a little bit about this lure earlier in the video, the Hoagie Swimming Jack, but I really don't want y'all to focus in on the exact lure that I'm throwing. It's not like this thing is super special fish magnet, you know, fish love it. It's more so to do with the action of this lure and the bait that it's mimicking out here in the water. So it's a swim bait and it's mimicking a bait fish. That's the main ideas here. Now, why is this lure on fire right now? So it has there's a couple of reasons, but it has a lot to do with the fact that A, we're fishing a back lake. When you're out here on these back lakes, you're always going to be seeing mullets jumping around, bait fish, schools of bait fish darting off for safety, just frantically moving around, and you're going to see a lot less shrimp. You know, you might see some shrimp on the grass line jumping, and occasionally in the summertime when there's grass growing out here on these flats, you'll see redfish tailing around and rooting around in that grass for, you know, crabs or shrimp. But wintertime fishing, that's not the case. You're going to see a lot of bait fish, so that's why we're throwing our paddle tail or any other swim bait. It really doesn't have to just be a paddle tail, and later on in the video we'll probably, you know, mess around and throw other big swim baits. But another good thing about the swim bait is its ability to search and destroy. So right here, just make a real big He-Man cast with the wind at our back and just have this smooth, steady retrieve, is because you got a ton of ground to cover out here. So, you know, depending on the day, you might come out here, see the birds, you see the mud clouds, or you see bait, and it gives you a really big, nice target to hit and just go out there and absolutely clobber the fish. On a day like today where we're just seeing a ton of activity, we know there's fish out here, but you're kind of just having to search for them. You really want to be able to cover as much ground as you possibly can and just have a really nice chance per cast to put that lure in front of a fish. So, ooh, I'm feeling bait. There we go. We're on one already. Ah, he's off. He's off. All right, but you get the idea. Oh, no, he's not. He's coming at me. Okay, let me handle this guy real quick. All right. Lost him at the boat there, but he wasn't a solid hookup. But basically, you get the idea. You want to make a big old He-Man cast, cover a ton of ground. It's not like I knew that redfish was exactly right there and I was targeting him. I just covered a ton of ground and happened to get lucky enough to put that lure in front of a homeboy who was really hungry. So that's the idea behind this. And finally, the final piece of the puzzle is going to be conditions. So we've already established that it's wintertime, you want to be throwing a swim bait or something that's going to mimic these bait fish out here. But another very important thing to keep in mind during the winter is going to be water temperature. Water temperature is king when it comes to these fish and their willingness to feed. And that's one of the reasons why you will see us coming out to these back lakes time and time again to fish during the winter. It's because you can always count on that sun to rise up in the sky, and you're going to have this shallow water. Those rays are going to be able to penetrate down to the dark colored mud, and that mud absorbs the heat and just soaks it in, and is just great at keeping this water warm, keeping these fish comfortable, and keeping them in a mood to feed. And the last thing on our list of conditions is going to be the winds. So here in Texas where I'm fishing, we've been having a lot of north winds, a lot of cold fronts. It's very common here in the wintertime, and that's going to come in and cool everything off. But it's very important that you're paying close attention to the winds, because with the Gulf of Mexico right there, you got those Gulf winds that are constantly stirring around, and occasionally they will win the fight for supremacy over our waters against those north winds. You get a nice south wind that'll come through for a couple days, really bring in some warmer water, some warmer weather, and help these fish get excited. And it's really all of those things in unison you know, coming together on one day that's gonna create the conditions for you to get out here and just tear it up, man. I mean, it was way too easy today. Got out on the back lake, set up for 2 drifts, and caught a quick limit of beautiful redfish, guys. And you know, not every day is gonna be like this, but give me a second. Let me let me handle this fish and we'll get back to talking. Nice little one here. Let's go ahead and get him off. But yeah, guys, as I was saying, it's not gonna be every single day that you come out and you have perfect conditions to just kill it. What's important and what I want you to take away from this is just commit these set of conditions to memory. If you would have asked me 3 years ago, you know, on south winds in the wintertime, you know, where should I be fishing, what bait should I be throwing, I wouldn't have been able to tell you come to the back lake. My personal policy has always been just fish when you can. This is my job, so my livelihood kind of depends on getting out here, catching fish, and getting good videos for you guys to watch, and continuing to help my dad do the same for his channel. So I get out every single chance I get, and when you have a really good day, write it down, remember the conditions, everything. You cannot be too anal about it. You just, everything that you can write down, write it down, and it'll help you to start putting together these patterns. And you know, when you have a day like this, you won't miss that opportunity. And I'm sure, you know, I'm still a beginner when it comes to this fishing stuff. I've only been at it for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And I'm sure there's days where I should be fishing at a certain spot. I could be killing it on that day, but I just haven't put that pattern together yet. So I hope that this will at least give you the idea of how to pattern a good back lake trip and get out here and kill it on a day like this. Yeah, I don't know why I said that's pretty much the end of my spiel, but let's go ahead and set up for a couple more drifts, and we'll probably switch up our bait and just have a little bit more fun before we get pushed off the water by the rain. There we go. Oh, that's a big one. Oh yeah. Try and keep tension here, but lift up our rudder. Almost lost our last guy. Don't want to deal with that again. Thing's gonna spook all the freaking fish. Spook everywhere. Yeah, I'm not too concerned. Had a killer of a day. There we go. That was a solid net job right there. Oh, what a beauty. Go ahead and switch back to my boga grip here. Started using that white plastic one because I heard it was better for the fish. It must be some PETA propaganda. So it's definitely better for the fish. Those suckers are prone to hop off the dang thing, especially these rambunctious redfish. Get on the freaking grips and just start thrashing around like crazy here. Yeah, same lure, solid hook set, just a solid steady retrieve. It's been a little while since we got a bite, and to be honest, I blame the mosquitoes. It's very hard for me to do my solid steady retrieve. I keep doing like a stop to swat them, and I don't know, maybe we call that the mosquito retrieve. Oh my goodness, I was trying to swim away with the grips. Solid slot redfish here. 20, almost 25, 24 3/4. Beautiful guy, and a rambunctious one at that. Always a fun fight, no matter what size redfish you're catching. Yeah, 25 3/4. Even those little guys will fool you into thinking you got yourself a beast. Get on now. He's back off to feeding. All right, well, that last red freaking did in our soft plastic, so let's go ahead and switch up to that big old swim bait that I was talking about earlier. And here she is in all her glory. We got the Mike Buka bull mullet. So as you can see, we got a fairly big swim bait here, and the idea is we're just gonna work it exactly the same. I'm gonna get a nice solid cast, and I'm gonna work it pretty fast. We got those treble hooks, and this water's shallow. There's a lot of snot grass and mud down there that'll get gunked up on your hooks, so you want to avoid. So maybe work it a little bit faster, but as you can see, this is going to be a perfect imitation of these mullet and stuff that the redfish are down there chasing around. So hopefully we can get a couple solid hookups on this, Never get to use this bait. Man, that thing does look so good swimming through there. Just keep getting damn grass on these hooks. Oh man, freaking grass, dude. Gosh, man, I can't tell you how many times I've bumped into a dang just random patch of grass floating through here. I really want to get a catch on this dang lure, but boy oh boy is it difficult, man. It just stays getting hung up on these trebles. If I could like have this, but it just had a hook maybe coming out of the top instead of those two dang trebles, this would probably do a whole lot better out here. All right, y'all, we have got some really nasty weather pushing in right now. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it for today's fishing trip, but what an awesome day out here on the water. Very happy I came out fishing today. Very excited that I was able to bring you guys along, share the experience. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button for me, comment down below, helps the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can continue to see real Gulf Coast fishing. New name, still working on that, but yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace.